Greetings, everyone. This is Elizabeth. How are you doing? Our crafty friend Jana, she couldn't be here today. She's feeling a little under the weather. Her ears are all ucky and just a cloggy. So it'll just be me today. Can you hear me? I don't know why we do the phone call. Are you calling? Are you calling? Pardon me. Okay. Let me get this open so that I can find your comments. Anna Marette. Hello, hello. Deja Vu. How are you? How am I though? Let's view my channel. Cause yeah, you made me change everything. Now it doesn't fit right. Watercolor Wednesday. Okay. Okay. So I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna do today in our practice book, but I think it's gonna be fall colors. Fall goodness. And maybe a bat. Maybe. First things first. I'm thinking. Ooh, maybe just leaves. Oh, thanks. We worked really hard on those trees. This is straight out of the pan. And then this is what their complements. So we took the bright and we muted. We muted it. Hello, Christopher. How are you? Christopher, thanks for popping in. And Maddie. Wait, where's Maddie? There's Maddie. Hi, Maddie. How are you doing? So, but watercolor, you can get all sorts of things that do watercolor. And today, we're going to use ink tints. They're not exactly watercolor. Because watercolor, when you have it down, if I got this wet, we would make a mess. If I got this wet, it would make a mess. Ink tints, they are water soluble. However, if you get all of the particles, and I do mean all of the particles, if you get all of the particles activated, oh, look at them. Derwent. If you get all of the particles activated with water and it dries and you go back with water, it's not going to do anything. It becomes permanent. However, I have a hard time activating all of this stuff. So it is what it is. But we're going to do practice because this is what this book is for. This is our watercolor practice for Watercolor Wednesday. Watercolor Wednesday. Fabulous. Ink tints. Yes. So we want to do fall. Fall. What is fall? Fall is a lot of dirt colors. Colors turning from greens to oranges and yellows, reds. I know, right? But they're not like bright rainbow colors. They're muted, like our colors back here. And ink tints, they come in all sorts of colors. And so what we're going to do is we're going to swatch on this side a little bit to see what kind of colors we have. So come over here, okay? We're going to go right there. We have jars for water, but somebody didn't do their job and put the water into the jar. So here we go. We're adding water to the jar. We got a clean jar and a dirty jar. Joke's on you. They're both dirty. But anyways, so we're going to get a couple of brushes because I like this brush. I like this brush. I like this brush. We like all the brushes, so we're gonna get them out. If they've gotten a crust, Okay, like if they're brand new, we do not crack them. You put them in water and you wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, and then once you wiggle all the stuff out of there, it's nice and pliable. Okay, so there. And FYI, I'm no expert. I watch a lot of videos. And I know things because I watch a lot of things. And I practice. So we want some muted colors. This is red oxide. So let's write this down, because this is our practice book. It's our places for notes and all the fun things. 10, 8, 25. Ink tints. Okay. And then we're going to do this one here. Should have wrote it down first. Red oxide, which I think is going to be a good one. So we're going to go under. We're going to get a little box. And we're going to lightly color. So the reason I like these brushes is the shape. Pretty much anybody that makes rounds and whatnot, I like the shape. I like the roundy one because it gets into the areas. I like these are filberts. Filberts are flat, but they're rounded. Okay. These are filberts. Rounds. These are Master's Touch. They're okay. But I like the shapes. I like the shapes of them. But I bought all of my Master's Touch when they were buy one, get one free. So it's like half price, right? That's what I do. So we're going to do light, right? We're going to do light. We don't need to do heavy. Because we want the ink to dissolve into the thing. Just if you were using watercolor pencils, again, we don't want to scratch it into the paper. We want to just lightly lay it on there, okay? And then we're going to drag it out a little bit. So you can get it very gone. You can go over it a little bit and leave the pencil mark there, okay? So depending on what you're working on, you can get different looks with these. So they do work like a watercolor, and that is a lovely color. We're going to have some trees or leaves. We're going to have some leaves that color because we like that one. This is a burnt orange. Let's see what burnt orange looks like. Burnt, O-R-A-N-G-E. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to just put the color in lightly on this side. And this is like full on color, right? I just had it rolled. It's like, where'd it go? And then we're gonna, ooh, that's nice too. We're gonna activate all of this and then just boop, 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 boop. Just like so. The more pencil you put down, the more saturation. Okay. That much we know. The more pencil, the more saturated it's gonna be. I really like that. Let's get a red and a yellow. And we don't want like a nice yellow. We want a dirty yellow. Dirty yellow. This is Sicilian yellow. I don't know. It's S-I-C-I-L-I-A-N. Sicilian yellow. I don't know these things, you guys. I make things up. So again, we're going to get this out here. And then we're gonna lightly, we're just letting the paper pick the pencil. The paper is grabbing the lead from the pencil just on the top layer. I don't know if that made any sense. We're gonna do that one, I think. If we don't like it, we'll put it back. PJB Stamper, hello, hello. And we're gonna activate it all. That's a nice yellow. And then we're gonna drag it on down. Do, 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 do. Okay. Clean our brush. I like those. And then a red. And again, we want dirty, dirty fall colors. That's pink. I don't know how that would, I don't know. Let's try this one. Cherry. I think I use cherry a lot. Maybe not cherry. Let's try this one. I don't know. What is this one? It's a big word. Well, it's a little word with a lot of weird letters. Shh. Ear as S-H-I Raz. S-H-I Raz. I don't even know. This one looks burgundy or purpley. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We may or may not use that one. See how it turns out. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's a good one. Look at that. That one's really vibrant. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Wow. Those are some good colors. Those are going to be our leaves. Those are going to be our leaves. And then in our practice book, we do the practice and then we do a card. And then we're going to put the card here. So we're going to do our practice here. But in your practice book, you can do whatever you want, wherever you want. Okay. If you are nervous, because you know, I don't know this part. Can we erase these? I've never actually erased these. So we're going to do an eraser thing. If I was coloring like this, and I'm like, oops, wrong color. Oh, look it. But will it activate? So it stained the page. Question is, that silly little brush, will it activate? Yes, it'll still activate. But now it's not dissolving very well. So that's good to know. You see that? There's little pencil specks in there. It's a little bit hard to see, but there are little pencil specks in there. So just know that if you make a boo-boo with the pencil color, you can't erase it very well. It's not erasable, but your pencil is. And you can do a very don't smack your friends. Sorry, I didn't mean to smack you guys. You can do very light pencil, which I'm gonna kind of do. Back to the Fictional Life by Miss Pam. Have fun in your book journey. We're gonna do leaves. So I'm gonna do an easy leaf. We're gonna put the arch in the spine in our leaf. Okay, I'm gonna just put it as an arch, and then we're gonna come up a little bit because I want a little bit of a stem, and then I'm gonna go lump, lump, lump around the tip of the thing, and then I'm gonna come this way because it's easier for me. If you want to go lump, lump, lump down, you go lump, lump down. I'm gonna go lump, lump up, and then I'm gonna go lump, lump, and then connect that. So there's our, it almost looks like a feather, but it's a leaf. And then we're gonna do one, we want one going like this. And then I'm going to go loop, 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 loop. And that one is crazy. I don't like it. No, not that. We're going to get rid of that one. Shh, don't look. That one was ginormous. Let's try this again. We're going to try that one again. Shh. We do want it to come this way. And that one was too much like a holly. What do I want? I want one that comes out. And then it goes a little bit and a little bit. And then we come in again. And a little bit. And a little bit. And a little bit. And a little bit. I don't know. What kind of leaf is that? I don't like that one either. You know what helps? I know what leaf I want to make. It's called a maple leaf. And that ain't it. We're just going to erase that there maple leaf. And we're going to say, sorry, that was poor. Then we're going to go to Google. And then we're going to go maple leaf. Search. Images. And not with an S. Don't search it with an S. It gets all the weird stuff. So there's a very basic, but that's what we want. That right there. So it's a big point, and a big point with little bitty points. Let's see if we can do that. We want it to come down. And then, so I need to hold it this way. Can we do that? We can do that. So we've got this part that goes there, and then off of this area, and then off of this area, and then this guy, and then this guy. I don't know. We're just faking it. We're getting the shape. And then he's got spikies. And then spiky around. And he's kind of spiky. 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 Swoopity, swoopity. And spikety. We did it. He's huge. He's fabulous. There he is. In all of his gloriousness. You know what? I think we're going to do one leaf. We're going to say goodbye to this leaf. Goodbye, leaf. Because this is not going to go the way I was thinking it was going to go. This is our practice anyways. We're just going to keep this guy. And he's going to have lots of arms. Lots of arms. Is that, yeah, Deja Vu. Is that Leah? Yes. Hi, T. How are you? Okay. So, it's fall. It's falling. So we're going to use all the colors that we picked. All the colors that we picked are going to go into this one leaf. Why? Because we can do whatever we want. We're going to use this one as our shadow and our lines. Instead of black, we're going to use this. I hope that makes sense. And then we might go back and outline it in black later. But for now, this is going to be our black. And then this is going to be light, medium, and dark. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So this is going to be our stem. We're going to go with our stem. Because if we were doing this right. And then we're going to come out. And we're going to make our loop-de-loops. And they're just like U shapes into more U shapes. And you see, I'm not even following all of the lines I put. I'm making some up as I go along. Okay. There's that. So now I'm going to erase my pencil. because the pencil is not going to disappear completely with our watercolor. Our ink tints. Ink tints. Ink. Okay. And then we're going to do our little spiny bits. Please hold while I check our little spiny bits. I can't remember. Yeah, so the main arm. Oh, we did that wrong. It's all right. We make boo-boos. That one goes there. And then that one goes through there. They kind of start at that point. Anyways, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. This is practice. And then we go from the points to their line, right? And there are veins everywhere. It's a veining man. Or wait, no, what? Okay. Well, thank you, Deja Vu. I appreciate it. And then the one that comes up the center is going to be like that. Okay. That's our sketch. Ooh. And don't hit your friends. Don't hit your friends. So we've got that one. And then we're going to do our dark, which is the burnt orange. Nope, I lied. Red oxide. Red oxide. I know the bottoms look the same, but that's why we did the little swatchy. Swatchy magoo. Nature makes... yes, nature makes amazing art all by itself. So we're gonna add this nice orangey color like anywhere we want, because it is that very light. I'm gonna add it more to this side, just like if we were coloring our little animals and things. We're just gonna pick a side and load it up with the color. Okay, you see those little squiggle wiggles? They don't have to be perfect. So we got some of that color in, and then the burnt orange we're going to put on the other side. And we're going to do the same thing, but with the burnt orange on this side. And we're going to kind of follow some of those darker lines. And we're just very lightly, by the way, very lightly. Okay. We're just letting the pencil scrape over the top. Is this the proper way to do it? I have no clue. This is Elizabeth's way of doing it today. Tomorrow, if I were to do this again, I might do it totally different, because that's what we get to do. And then our light color, the Sicilian yellow, I'm just going to plop it in some of these little voidy areas. I'm just going to scrape it in there. Is this going to be enough color to color this whole thing? I have no idea. We're going to find out here real quick. The messy palette. Hello. T Not Afraid of Color says, I just noticed that. Okay, so I don't understand why my channel is doing it, but supposedly the bigger channels are testing it out, because it's happening on some channels, not all the channels, but I read that it was the bigger channels that were testing it out. Supposedly it makes it so people can't fake accounts so easily. However, you can change your @ handle twice in 14 days. So I don't know how great that's gonna be. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't like it. I went and changed my @ which was EC-R, for when you go to YouTube/C/ and then @ECR, you could type me in. I went and changed it. I am now @ oh, look at that. Oh, that's so nice. I'm gonna go through and get that, our dark areas. And I got the brush wet, and then I tapped it. You guys can't see it because I'm in the way, but I went and tapped it. So my brush is not sopping wet. Okay, see how much water that's pulling off? I basically just dab it off. And then I'm going in with I'm using the Smalley paintbrush, and I'm just gonna go in over these dark bits. Adeline, hello, hello. So we're gonna do that. We're activating all of the ink tints that we want to activate. Maybe we like it looking sketchy. I don't know. You do you. We're just gonna, oh, that was nice right there. Yeah, that line, I was supposed to forget about that line. I forgot to forget about that line. So I'm going and activating the super dark lines, which is our little burgundy color that we used for black. Look at that. Ink tints. I really love the ink tints. They're so vibrant. And yeah, look at that. Ah. And that's just tracing. That's just tracing the line we put on. Because like I said, I don't know how to do this. Nobody said if you buy the ink tints, you have to do it this way. And if they did, I'm not going to listen to them. Mary's Crafty Creations. Hello, hello. Linda! Is that my Linda G? I got to get used to all these at thingies. I don't know. Now, remember, I said the ink tints, okay, if you activate all of the particles, it becomes permanent. So I'm activating a good chunk of the particles, a good chunk. I can never activate all the particles. But once the particles are all activated, it don't move. It's like permanent. It's really cool. But we're gonna do what we can here. Get these little bits activated. Okay, and then we're gonna go in. We're gonna get our filbert. Yeah, we're gonna use filbert. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing and tap him up. And I'm gonna start in the light area and pull it into the darker area. And then I'm just gonna go right over the top of all of the rest. Oh, that's nice. We're gonna clean the brush. I'm gonna tap it off. I'm gonna go into this light area. And then I'm gonna go right into the darker bits. Right over the top of everything else, because I can do whatever I want. And then there's that. Oh, that's nice. That's nice right there. Get some more water. I know. I'm too lazy to message YouTubes. So we're going to go into this. We're going to go into this. Do you see how crazily I'm going in? We're going to go back into this lighter color. But see how the colors aren't mixing very much? Because I tried to activate all of the bits. Activate all the bits. Oh, that's nice. See, we didn't activate all those bits, so that got a little bit dark. That's okay, though. We'll go and clean our brush. And we'll do this. I like it so much. I like it. Now, I want a shadow. So this side was my shadowy side. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to put in like a lot of color right here and a lot of color right. Not all the areas, right? I'm just going to do like that. And we're going to see, because this is our practice page. And then I'm going to put that in there. We're going to let that red run out. Oh, that's nice. Again, we're going to pull that out. Maybe run that over that way a little bit. Maybe add a little bit more water. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. We're going to come in here a little bit. But see how that line stayed there? Which could be a blessing and a curse. Just know that. Oh, I like that. But we're going to darken it up. We're going to get a brown. We're going to get a brown. And we're going to willow. I don't know. I want like a reddish brown. Let's see what willow is. I don't know what willow is. We're gonna grab our pencil because we gotta swatch it. I want to add some brown to that. Willow. Whoop whoop. Thank you. Thank you. And you guys, I mean, really, really look at it. Look how imperfect is not perfect. The lines don't line up. This one's out of place, but it's our practice, so we don't care. But like here, it's all sketchy. Like we didn't activate everything, right? And it's kind of muddly here, and we have that separation there, which when we go to do our final one, I want to make sure that I start here and move up and around, I think. And then that, but I want to darken this up a little bit more, so I'm going for a willow. I don't know if willow is going to be our color. I don't know. But we're going to test willow. And I don't like willow. Not for this. That's a nice light brown. But it's a yellowy brown. I don't want a yellowy brown. No. I need a reddy brown. Is this one maybe a redder brown? This one is madder brown. No. And then we go madder, M-A-D-D-E-R, brown. And we see what color this is. Well, that might be dark enough, but I don't think it's a red brown, which will be fine. Okay, so then we're going to activate it. No, it is a red brown. Look at that. Oh, we picked a red brown. Your browns are going to come in all the colors, right? You're going to have a brownish, a reddish brown, an orangish brown, a yellow brown. You can even get bluish browns, greenish browns, all of the things. Because brown is all of the colors together, right? It's the primaries. Red, blue, yellow. Red, blue, yellow, the primaries. So we're going to come in on this side of the leaf. And we're going to do our drop shadow. Now, it's not dry right there. It should be okay. I don't know these things. I say these things, but I don't know. And then we're going to... Oh, that's so nice. We're going to activate those little particles. Look at those particles getting activated. Oh, that's a much nicer shadow. Look at that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that muches. Look at that. Oh, that right there. That. Ooh. And another interesting thing about water-soluble sticks, and I say it like that because you have the Tim Holtz distress watercolor pencils, you have watercolor crayons, you have watercolor sticks, you have watercolor all sorts of stuff. Like, you can make marks with watercolor things. If you can make a mark with a watercolor item like the Inktense pencils, you can manipulate that material, those little bits, you can manipulate them into really dark lines. And what I mean by that is, please allow me to show you. Where's this one? This is our practice, right? Say we have a line of our image, okay? And we want it to be really dark on our line. We have colored our image above. Okay, we've colored our image above the line. And we've softened that out, okay? There's our image above, but we want to give it a nice shadow underneath, okay? And we've totally dissolved that. But we want a nice, lovely mark under there. So we're gonna pile on, not too hard, because we want to be able to activate everything and then push it. And we're gonna take our water, okay, and we're going to push the ink to the line and spread it out. Because you saw when we spread this out, the line, our pencil line showed up, and we're going to make it disappear. So we're going to take our ink and we're going to activate it and we're going to shove it to the line. Okay, we're going to push the majority of that ink up to the line, and we create a deeper line. So if you're needing to create depth and you don't want a pencil mark, you're going to bring your color down and then shove it into the line. And then you'll get this lovely line. And look, our pencil, we can see our pencil here, but I've mostly made it disappear there. So you can use those water solubles and get these really deep, thick, it's like caking the material. So yeah, you can do that. But look at our leaf. I'm really happy with our leaf. I think it needs more yellow though. So being this is our practice, I'm going to do more of the light color I think that will help, and then easier on the dark border. Those are things I wanna address in my next attempt, in my actual attempt. Jay, hello. How are you doing? Are we being Canadian? I don't know. Yes. Get out those watercolors. You spent the money. Use them up. Creatively Melissa. Hello. Okay, so that is our practice. So now we get our actual thing, which I'm using postcards because I have them. I've had them for eons. And that I'm using Strathmore. But yeah, I don't even it's old, you guys. So then we've got our little postcard, we've got our practice. I'm gonna set my practice aside right there, and then we're gonna do this. Are you guys ready? I am once again gonna do the pencil. What is this? I don't know what that is, but it's got a little mark in it. And I'm using a Mars, M-A-R-S, white eraser. It's ancient. I think they still sell them. They're my faves. You'll see watercolorists use kneaded erasers, which are really fun because you knead them and play with them, and then you can roll them over your pencils and it lightens it up. I'm too good for that. So I'm gonna try, I gotta make it smaller because our area is smaller. I think I'm gonna come down through here. I'm gonna go slow. So this is the spine of our little dude, which makes this the tip, which I can come up just a little bit more. I'm gonna come till right about there, and then I'm gonna look at my sketch. I'm looking at this going, what did we do? And they're like little U-y shapes and stuff. It's a lot of U's for a maple leaf. And then we have a little cluster of U's. And then I don't know what I just did there. So we have that one. This one, I think I messed up. We're just gonna, there we go. That's not bad. And then this one, and then there we go. So we have little U, big swoopy U, and then swoops and swoops and swoops and swoops and swoops, and we're coming off the page there. I don't know. Nope. No, I don't like that. See, sometimes this happens. You're like, what did I just do? We don't know. So we come down in our swoop, and we have our little swoops, which that goes there, and then we have this swoop, which then goes into that swoop. We're going to get rid of that swoop because we don't like it. We're going to add an extra one there because we can. And then we have our little swoop and our little swoop. So we're just going to squeeze it in there. And then this point here, just a little bit up, it's going to be that branch, that branch, that branch, and then our invisible branch there. And then we're going to come down with those. And then I don't know what I'm doing here. And if you get shaky hands, like that's squiggly, it's just a sketch. It's supposed to be sketchy. We're sketchy people. And they're V's. Lots of V's. Lots of V's. Do they all line up? No, you can do whatever you want because they're your V's. It's your leaf, your V's. But just know that they're going to be V's. 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 Fun Halloween plans. I have a kneaded eraser. I've never used it. Never. I've used mine sometimes. Mine is so old though that it would probably fall apart. But yeah, the kneaded eraser, like you would roll it into a ball and then roll it across like this, and then it would pick up some of the pencil and not all of it, and it would make it lighter, but we don't mind. Okay, and so we're gonna go with our Shiraz, I don't even know. And we're gonna be a lot lighter this time. Remember, this time I outlined everything. I'm gonna be a little bit lighter with it this time. So I am gonna come through the center, but I'm pressing a lot lighter. Okay. Because I pushed kind of hard for that one. But I am going to do the same outlining I did before. Because I did like it. It just was a little bit too much. And we're doing smaller, so we don't need as much. Okay. Look at how lovely that is. Does it look exactly like a maple leaf should? No, I think I put too many lumps in this one. But it's okay. Sometimes that happens. There we go. Just gonna add a couple more veins. I think it would be more interesting. Just a little bit more. And I think this time, instead of doing it all at once, I think I'm gonna go through and activate this. So it gives it a little minute to dry. Is it gonna be the right choice? I have no idea. Adelaide doesn't have Halloween in Germany. I guess they are more cautionary kid stories, but still right. Christopher's going to a Halloween party. I hope you have a lot of fun. Okay, so I am doing very, very dry brush. And we're just going to go through and very lightly this time. I went kind of heavy-handed last time. I'm going to try a little lighter, but I'm going to try to activate all of the bits right on off of the page. We're going to activate as much as this as we can. And then we'll go in and put in our other colors. And again, these are the Derwent ink tints. They work like a watercolor in that you put it down and it's water soluble. However, once you've activated all of the bits don't move. The bits say, nope, we're done working today. Oops, that one was kind of, but that's all right. And so our practice went really fast because it's just a practice. And then our final one, we're working a little bit slower, trying to get all the things activated. I'm using my water paintbrush like a pencil. If you guys are ever wondering how to hold a paintbrush, hold it so it's comfortable. That's my opinion. If you're not comfortable, then you're not gonna paint, right? So make sure everything's nice and cozy in your hand. Oh, and don't stick your hand in the wet paint. Don't stick your hand in the wet paint. But if you do, don't worry about it. Remember, we're gonna go back with more color. That's all gonna get covered up. Granted, it's not going to move, but we'll cover it up. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Never, ever worry about your little boo-boos. We just learn from them. We learn, lift your hand, work, turn the project so that you're not working in the wet stuff. And my brush is very on the dry side. Very on the dry side. Need to add a cat. I used to love Halloween, but where we live now, nothing happens. I'm sorry. Over in Niles, there's a haunted house thingy. And I don't know if I want to go. I don't know how much it's going to be either, but I might take the kids to it. I've never been to a haunted house. I like jump scaring people, but I don't particularly want to be jump scared, if you know what I mean. You don't get any trick-or-treaters. I don't either. We just decorate the inside of the house. We used to decorate the outside of the house, but we're just decorating inside the house. Look at how nice that is, just the outline. I like it. Oops. See that? We don't mind. Got boo-boos. Boo-boos going on. Hey, boo-boo. We got the boo-boos going on. No, we do not have Halloween parties. My husband's birthday is Halloween. This is Halloween. This is his birthday. I don't know. What is Halloween on this year? He might have to work. We might be celebrating his birthday after. But yeah, hubby's birthday is October 31st. Okay. Okay, so there's that. So I like that. And then on my thing, I wanted a little bit more yellow. I think that'll be really nice. So we're going to grab our yellow. And I think I'm going to put yellow here and here. And I'm going to color it in a little bit thicker than I did before. Again, because I think that's what I want. We'll find out. So we're going to go more yellow down the center. Okay, there's our yellow. And then we're going to do the red oxide on this side and the burnt orange on this side. Why? Because that's what we did on our other thing. Burnt orange. It's coming down like this. This is going to be the dark side. Go to the dark side. And then burnt orange is our lighter side. And then I'm just going to fill in a little bit of this on this side. And we should have a little bit more color definition, I think. And then we're going with red oxide on this side, or dark side. And again, it's nothing spectacular. My hand is being ridiculous about cramping right now. So this is the dark side with a little bit of the light stuff. And then let's grab our big brush. We're going to grab the big one. And we're going to see, we're going to start in the yellow and pull it into the other colors. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. And we don't care if we go outside the lines. We're going to clean that. We're going to go into the yellow again. Oh, that's much nicer. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I like that. That's so much nicer. Much more brighter right there. I like that. So on the dark side, we're going to start again with the yellowy bits. That stupid pencil line, I don't even know what that is. And then we're going to go into our darker bits. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. We got much more of that yellow to come through. I like that. I like that. And then we're going to do the similar here where we put down the red and then went back through with the brown. But I want to be a little bit more careful and make sure it's dry. Because we're going to let loose a lot of water. We're going to let loose a lot of water, so we're going to want to dry it. So we're going to go back in with our darkest color, which is that costa-rogers, this one. Okay, we're going to come in here. We're going to get this nice and inky on just this side, And even though I'm putting down a lot of color, I'm trying not to scrub too hard. Because if you scrub too hard, you're going to put lines into the paper. And then it's not going to be pretty. So we're just going to do that. Okay. And then we're going to get our paintbrush. And I'm going to add some water to the outside. And let that do some mixy magic, just like a watercolor. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Right up to the edge. Activating all of the inky bits that we possibly can. And then we're going to add some more water and just let it do its thing. And then we're going to hit it with the heat tool. Just add a little bit of more texture there, because we can do whatever we want. And if you've got too much of the color, you can paper towel it out. You can do all the things. Like right here, it's kind of a puddly, so I'm just gonna pick the paper towel, and then we're going to heat tool it. Maybe our heat tool is stuck to its hook, and it is stuck to that, and it's stuck over there. We'll get it. We'll get it. Yes, you can. You can do all the things. Oops. And then I got a drop of water right there. If this was watercolor and I'd have picked up that water drop, we'd have had a void. But that's why we like ink tints. It's because once you activate all of the particles, it's not going anywhere. Look at me using the heat tool in between layers. Hello, Abraham. Bats and speeders. Bats and speeders. Okay, there's a little wet spot right there, but we're not worried about that because we're going to go in with our willow. We're going to go in with willow. And I'm just going to put a little bit darker here. And as Abraham said, you can go directly, you can grab the paint right off of this. Just like it was a paint can. Paint can? A paint tin, whatever. You know what I mean. But I'm just going to do direct to paper like this. Because I feel like it's going to give me the quickest I like to do things quick. So now we're going to take our little bitty paintbrush, and we're going to go through and darken up our line. And we're going to pull it out just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm going to use the knowledge that if I shove the ink, it's going to darken the line. So I'm not spreading it out too much. I'm just activating those particles. Oh, that's a nice dark one right there. And there's our maple leaf. Look at that. And if we want, if we're like, we can see if we can activate a little bit more. Pull that out just a little bit. See, there wasn't much left to activate. So it's not moving. It's not moving. So I would have to put more down. But I like it. I like it like that. I like it like that. Should we do something to the other side? I don't know what to do to the other side. Should we do like a bluish gray? I don't know. Let's see. No, you know what we should do? We should, please hold, please hold. I don't know how these are going to look together, but we're going to try it. Because, well, we can. I only have a bright oxide blue, but I want to tone it for our other side. And why not tone it with something glittery, right? Will it work? I don't know. Let's see what this, and then we'll swatch it in our swatcha book, because that's what we do. And we'll see if it looks good next to our image. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice moody blue. Look at that. Silhouette of a tree. I don't know. We're just going easy peasy. We're gonna put this in there. So we're gonna take our brush and I'm gonna add. Dang it! Clean it first. Clean the brush. Okay, we're gonna add some water. And a neat thing about watercolor, even with the ink tints, if the water doesn't go somewhere, like, the water stays where you put it, unless you, like, over flood it. So if you just paint, like, an invisible layer, right? So it's not going to go beyond. And this isn't moving like watercolor, which is fine. And it was more pigmented on the other paper, which again is fine. We're just going to get it laid in here anyways. Do we want to go over this? Yes, we do. Am I happy with that decision? No, but I made it, and that's what's going on. So we're gonna get some more of that, and then we're gonna get some more of this. And then we're gonna get some more of this. Yeah, under a faucet. Well, there was a clump. Let's break up the clump. Oh, that's more gray. That's nice. Very moody. Very moody. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. We're going to come back in. Get a little bit closer there. Oh, I like that. I don't like that, though. Too much white there. We'll just take that out. And then if it's too much... Oh, no. I like that. Ooh! Look at that. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Look. It's crazy. It's like a two-tone thingy. I'm not sad. I'm not sad, though. Oh, this is not a splatter brush. I know that. I know that. Do you guys know where my splattery one is? Do not know. Where's my good splattery brush? I have the cutest, well, it's not, well, it's tiny. It's a small, because these put off way too much. Where's my splattery paintbrush? I keep losing it. If I haven't lost it already, I keep losing it. Should be right here. Should be right here. Because that's all I use it for, is splatter. Splatter McSplatterson. Okay. Where's my toothbrush? We'll use the toothbrush. Maybe. It's kind of chunky. We'll see if that works. It looks like I need to purchase another splatter brush because I done lost it. We added a little bit of splatter. I want it darker though. We're going to use this. Oh yeah. There we go. Sometimes. Well, it's here in my house because I grabbed you one from the house on clearance. What? For light fast information. Beautiful. Thank you. I just pens, pencils, and markers. You researched them or swatched them? That's leaves going down the street in a flood. Right? Right? That's, yeah. Bye. But there it is. Let me clean this mess and then we'll pull out our first and then our thing. And then we're going to make a note of the blue gray that we made so that when we come back and we're like, oh yeah, that blue gray, what was that? We know that we mixed some stuff because it is shiny. I wish you guys could see the shine in there, but look it. So back away. Back away. Back away. See, it looks way better. Back away. So we're going to get our pencil. Blue is Mermaid Lagoon. disoxide. And then mixed with mica stain iron gate. iron gate. So that if we want to make that blue again, like we're flipping through and we're like, because that's what we got. We got inspired for the muted stuff to do our muted leaf. And we swatched it. We swatched our pencils. So these are all the pencils that we use, aside from this one where I said no, because that was not good. And then that's going to go in there. So we have our practice and our final. You know, yeah, my splatter brush, I don't know. I have a little fan paintbrush. It's a fan. It's a little one. It's like tiny. It's like this big. And it's got a fraction of this. And it makes the wonderful splatters. But apparently it doesn't like to hang out with me because it's lost. It's not there. I don't know. It's probably with the other one. Linda is headed out. Thank you for popping in today. But there's our Watercolor Wednesday. If you guys want to see something next Watercolor Wednesday, let me know. And I'm going to ask Jana if she wants to join me at the end of the month, because I do believe there is 5 Wednesdays this month, and see if she wants to reschedule and we'll have another Watercolor Wednesday. Because I wanted to hang out with Jana and do some Watercolor Wednesday with Jana, because we have plans. This looks so pretty with all the mica in the background. I wish you guys could see it. When it dries, I'm going to put a piece of washi tape on there and it will hold that just like we did here. We used dinosaur washi. I might use my unicorn washi. But this one, that's our first one. I forgot to put the date on this one. I forgot to put the date on that one. And then this one. Look it! I think we did good. I really like this muddied background, and I'm glad I went over that with that. I'm just glad. Maddie, use it. Use it, my friend. Abraham. Use it more. Printed out some hex chart that I purchased from a site, and I started with that. Then I figured out how to type in the names and stuff of my favorite swatch sheet. Nice. Swatchies. I need to swatch my alcohol inks. I gotta do a re-swatch on those. And why are you falling? You stay up there. Because I have all the new neons and all the fun stuff. You love my trees? I love my trees too. So fabulous. Our little fall rainbow. I know. So glorious. So glorious. But it was hard. It was hard practice being like consistent. Even in our final, it wasn't consistent, but it still looked good. Wait, where's that one? There it is. Nope. Haha, there's comments there that are not there. There they are. Christopher says, I had fun tonight. Thanks for popping in. And then Mary's Crafty Creation. Thanks for the live. You're absolutely welcome. Thanks for popping in. It's a leaf in a flood. Yeah. Because you know that time of year is coming. May all of you stay safe and crafty out there, my friends. Until next time, which I will be live. What is today? Today is Wednesday. Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern on, here. What are we working with? I don't know. I forget what tomorrow is. But we'll be here. We'll be here 3 o'clock tomorrow. Until then, bye. Have a good one, my friends. Bye, Anna Moret. Oh, I'll send you guys out with some music.
Yeah.